Hello, everyone. Welcome to the recording of Thursday at the Art House Studio. My name is Karen Ellis. This is um, this is the day after we had a major incident on Parliament Hill here in Canada, and I have always been very patriotic. Those of you who know who I am do know that. I have a daughter who is a cadet and who does stand vigil at Cenotaphs every year, and this really kind of hit home. So I've had this project in my head ever since this started yesterday, and I'm going to do it with you today online, and hopefully it all works out. Now, what you see in the screen is a maple leaf. Okay, and this is a maple leaf that I got from my home, just fallen on the ground, and I have cut the word proud out of it. Now, how I did this was I dried the leaves. This is a little dry, maybe, just like this, dry leaf, crinkly. And then I ironed it between wax paper, okay? So it became nice and flat. And then after I did that, I took some of my PPA, my perfect paper adhesive, and I coated both sides of this leaf. Actually, I did a few of them, but here's one that wasn't cut. Let me grab one for you. Here it is that wasn't cut. Coated both sides with the PPA. You can see it's a little bit wet there still. And this kind of makes it flexible. It preserves the leaf, and you can do some really fun things. Now, Susan Pickering-Rothamel, who is USArtQuest. She is the designer developer of PPA and the perfect pigments that I do use on my Gelli plates, all of that. She posted a picture last week of someone who did some very intricate cutting on the leaves. And so I've had that image in my mind. And so last night I was thinking, I'm a proud Canadian. I wanted to do a flag. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do it out of the leaves because that would be lovely. So I cut the word proud from these treated real maple leaves with my ScanNCut machine. And it worked really, really well. I put it on the number 2 setting for the blade because I did want it to get through the veins here. It did really well, but because the PPA is a soft gel, it is a polymer acrylic. I'm sure it is. If Sue will correct me on that, I hope she does. It does have that polymer coating, so it's a little trickier, especially where it goes through the larger veins. So I did take a little X-Acto knife and literally just where the veins were, did a press, and then it popped out because that number 2 blade wasn't going to be, that number 2 setting on the blade wasn't going to be strong enough to cut through every vein. But you get the idea. I think it turned out beautifully. So I am a proud Canadian. So today I am doing a flag. I am going to use this leaf as my center of my flag, but I also have some heavy gesso here. Heavy gesso, this is just from Liquitex. I'm going to put it on my paper. This is some Tiziano paper from Fabriano. I could do something with a little heavier stock, but I kind of want it to be, I don't want it to lay quite flat. This is a flag. I'm going to mount it on some mat board, I think. And so I don't necessarily want to press this flat. So any moisture, I'm good. The weight of the Tiziano paper is enough that it'll be, it'll hold it. It will hold it. But I'm willing to go a little bit of a, I'm going to try Z. Okay, so I'm going to put some heavy gesso down on that, and then I have some sticks here. These are just some long coffee stir sticks, and I'm going to write our national anthem in the heavy gesso. Then I'm going to paint in red the stripes here of our national flag. And I think I'm going to use the Gelli Plate for that because I'm thinking if it works, I would like to see the white of the national anthem coming through, and I don't want to paint inside those lines. And hopefully this will all work out. So hello, Eileen, it's nice to say. Yes, I did say that I cut it on the ScanNCut machine, but you could do it with you could do it with the, an X-Acto knife if you wanted to, but I'm never so precise with it. I love how that turned out. Okay, so I will post more about this on my blog so people can see how I did that in case you wanted to try it as well. I hope Karen doesn't use chopsticks the way she's moving those. Okay. Okay. That was for Eileen's purpose. Okay, so I'm just going to take some of that heavy gesso I mentioned, and I am going to, with a palette knife, just move it across my Tiziano paper. I think I do want it fairly thick. We are going to spend some time drying today. But I mentioned earlier I didn't want it to be perfectly flat. The same is going to be true with this gesso. I do want to see some imperfections, almost like a stucco. That would be good for me. And I don't want it so thick that it will never dry. So I'm still trying to move it around accordingly. But I do need it thick enough that you'll be able to see the writing in it. I'm hoping that the lines in this gesso, ever so faint, will make it look a little bit more fluid. Okay? Fabriano, it's Fabriano's Tiziano paper. There you go. Okay, so sticky sticks. Now I am going to write off the page so it goes all the way across my paper. So, O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, all our sons command. I need a piece of paper towel. Chelsea, could you grab the paper towel from the other table for me, please? So, O Canada, our native land, true patriot love, and all my sons command, with glowing hearts. With glowing hearts. I know, I watched it too, Eileen. We see thee rise, true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada. We stand on guard for thee. Wow, that actually worked out perfectly. Kind of shocked. I was hoping I would get that verse on there in its entirety. Woo! Yes, the opening of Parliament today was absolutely wonderful. I was so proud to be Canadian, watching that, seeing what our elected officials were doing, hearing what our Prime Minister had to say, less than 24 hours from everything that happened here on Parliament Hill. So I did explain how I prepped the leaves. I will put it as a step-by-step for people on my blog so that you can see it there as well. My blog is the Art House Studio. .blogspot.com. You can get to it from my website and clicking the blog button from the arthousestudio.ca. Here we go. I think I'm pretty good here. Nothing's moving. Okay. Okay. Well, you can see my writing on the back. You can't see it in the screen, but you can see it. There we go. All right, so I'm doing this on paper and not canvas because I kind of wanted it to make a look and feel like a flag with movement, with flow. I'll probably mount this on some mat board and then frame it. So there is what it's going to be there. Let's get the red lines, and I'm going to do that with some acrylic paint. I have some Napthol red medium here, and then some Napthol red. This is the USArtQuest Perfect Pigment. Just a little bit of a different tinge, I'm hoping, I'm thinking. I don't want it to be too different. I don't want to add white because I don't want to make it pink. So that's why I chose those. Kind of go from there. All right. Do I want to put tape on that? Now that it's cooling down, it might be okay. Okay. All right. Just gonna see here. I do have a ruler. I just kind of want to make, although this is not certainly dimensional by any means. Oh, look at that. It's even. I wanted to make sure that the reds would be good. And then does the leaf fit? No, I got to move it out a little bit. Okay. Not much, just a little. And this is my big test with the tape and the gesso. Doesn't look too bad. Yay! There we go. That should work. Okay. Proud leaf, proud leaf. Got it. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way and get my paint on my Gelli Plate. The reason I'm wanting to use the Gelli Plate is because I don't want to take a brush over top of the whole piece. I want, the goal at this particular moment is to have the red showing, but to have where I inscribed our national anthem to stay white. So we'll see if that works. If not, I'm okay with it. It's just I'm going to give her... Hi everyone, I'm not sure where the recording stopped, but I'm going to continue on from where I am. So I have now printed the one side of my flag by putting the tape down and putting some Napthol red on my Gelli Plate. And now I'm going to do the other side by simply pressing into, and hopefully it hasn't dried on my plate enough now because I was messing around with the ustream stuff. There we go. And once I press that up, look at that. Like it. Like it, like it, like it. So, take off the tape. Take this off here as well. Got a little on the top corner here, which I don't want. I'm going to probably remove that with some heavy gesso later. See if I can remove my jelly. Chelsea, can I give you this, hun?
Yeah.
Yeah, please, if you don't mind. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to dry this. Yeah, I love how it turned out. So now my question to myself is, do I leave the leaf the way it is, or do I paint that red as well? Because I could do either. Perhaps, actually, Chelsea, can I have that back? Gonna put more red paint on it, so don't worry about it. It needs to be.
Do you know where Jen, like I'm sorry for bothering you, but do you know where Jen put the Unity stamps by Donna Downey? Because I know I looked, but it says that zero.
Talk to me later.
Okay.
Talk to me later.
For sure.
Actually, I'm going to say one thing too, sweetie. Remember I said do a search? You'll see it. Okay, I'll show you later then. Okay, so I am going to put some more paint down. I just dried off the plate. I'm going to put some of this red down because I do have another leaf here. And I'm just going to see what it does. Remember I said this is the one that wasn't cut? You like it that way? So if I put it in there like that. So I'm just wondering, do I do it to have a little bit of the red on, or is that going to look too weird? Ooh, I got to take that print. I'm going to make a print. Excuse me a minute. When you have paint on a jelly plate, you don't waste it. Here we go. There we go. Hold on. Oh, we got a little bit in there. Okay. Here we go, Chelsea. Yeah, thanks, sweetie. Okie dokie. So leave it like this, or have the red in it. Hey, Trish, how you doing, kiddo? I'm actually tempted to put the red on it. Oh, wait, don't do it yet. Do. I think I will. Guys, I'm going to do it. Too much red for you? You like the first one? I don't know. It is a Canadian flag after all. I'm going back and forth now. I'm good, thanks, sweetie. What about the red leaf under it? You won't be able to see the proud. See, Dana, I'm with you. I need that jelly again. All right, I'm doing it. Dang it. I like it better. It does represent the Canadian flag. Canadian flag has a red maple leaf. I am there. Let's do it. Let's do it. The Canadians say red, Eileen. Okay, sticking the leaf in now. putting it through. Actually, I quite like that. She says, laugh out loud, okay. All right, let's see about this. Oh yeah, baby. Totally love it. Not often you are overruled. She just got overruled. I quite like that. I'm happy with this. I'm going to dry that. And before I do, take another print. Got a little bit. Texture's good. Okay, I do like that. She says now that it's done. All right, I'm just going to dry the paint that's on the leaf. Shouldn't take too long because, again, it's very thin on the Gelli Plate. And I'm going to use my PPA. Or will I? I might use a heavier gel medium to adhere that to my flag. Proud cut out. That's right. Okay. We'll probably stay down with the PPA. All right, so let's put it on. Just need my paintbrush here. Put the PPA right on the leaf. This is the back side, of course. I'm going to leave it fairly thick. When you do this with the leaf to begin with, treat it with the PPA, you want to leave it fairly thick. Let that polymer, let that gel coat. Making sure all my edges are there. We'll probably end up doing something else with the stem, but until then, we'll use this. And now I'm just going to seal that. Hopefully the red's dry, it doesn't get in the proud. There we go. Wow, they're like doing wicked things upstairs. I'm going to put a little bit more PPA on the bottom of this section here and press it down. And the same with this other section on the other end. Yeah, proud cutout is beautiful. I'm just so glad that worked, and it's working out like was in my head. This is a very, like, it's simple. There's nothing spectacularly crazy about this. But I think this will look really neat under glass. There we go. There we go. We're stuck. All right. So I do have a touch-up to do with the heavy gesso, and that's to get that little spot of red that's out of there. But I like very much. I like how that turned out. Hi, Carrie. How are you, kiddo? So I will mount this, as I said, put it in a frame, and go from there. I will post on my website and the blog, I should in particular, how I did the leaf and cut it out with the ScanNCut machine. But yeah, so everybody be proud, stay true, don't give in to terror, okay? And thank you so much for joining me today. And I know it's early, as we said, but have a great weekend. I know I will at the Creative Festival, and we're good to go. Proud and strong, oh Canada. We'll see you next week for another broadcast, and I'm going to work on my daughter's art quilt next week, I think, so we'll see what happens with that. Have a great, great weekend, and we'll see you all next week.